Hi everyone, I have a story today. Of course it is Earth Day, so we need to read the story called It's Earth Day. And it is a little critter book, which those are always such fun stories for us to read. And this story is written by Mercer Mayer. He is the author of all of our little critter books. It's Earth Day. Today we learned all about Earth Day. It is a special day. It is when we celebrate our planet. That's Earth, right? No one lives on Mars. We watched a movie about the Earth's climate. Climate is how hot or cold it usually is outside. The Earth is getting hotter and the ice at the North Pole is starting to melt. That's a concern. That's where the polar bears live. Yikes! I have to help slow down the melt. Dad, I asked, what can we do to stop the ice from melting? Let's find out, he said. Ooh, I like that. Look, they are working together to solve a problem. They didn't know the answer, so they're looking it up on the internet, trying to figure out what they can do. It turns out that the energy we use to do everyday things like driving cars and watching TV is making the Earth get warmer. We have to save energy, I said. I turned off the computer and all of the lights as fast as I could to save energy. Be careful, Dad, I said. Well, you better not do that at your house unless you get permission. You could have some collisions. The next morning when little sister was brushing her teeth, I turned the faucet off. Saving water helps save the polar bears, I said. I didn't want to take the school bus the next morning, but Mom said the bus saves energy because all the moms and dads don't each have to drive their kids to school. You can ride together on the bus. After school, my friends and I collected cans, bottles, and newspapers, and we took them to the recycling center. We put the money we earned in a big jar to give to Critterville charity called We Love the Polar Bears. Boys and girls, if you have time, there's a very cool video on YouTube about recycling plants. So if your family has time to check that out today. It'd be a fun thing to watch and see how they recycle all the different things that we send to them. The next day was Earth Day. Our whole class went to the park to plant a tree. Trees are good for the earth. They help to suck the bad stuff out of the air. It was hard work. Come on, guys, I said. Do it for the earth. Ooh, I like his enthusiasm, that little critter. And for the polar bears. Our teacher thought I should probably dig a smaller hole. Look at that, his body is almost in the entire hole. We made signs that said, reduce, reuse, recycle, the 3 R's. Then we put the signs up everywhere to remind everyone how they can help too. There's all their signs. Look at that. That night I couldn't sleep, so I went to the kitchen for a snack, and then I saw a little sign that said climate control. It's inside the fridge. I bet you have one too. That's it, I yelled. I know how to save the polar bears. I have to change the climate. That's not how it works, kindergarten. The next morning, I got right to work. I made a list just like Mom would do. Next, I drew up plans just like Dad would do. And little sister helped collect everything on the list. The most important thing was ice. We need lots of ice. What do you think? They have quite a plan going on. I put all the parts together. What is it? Asked Mom. It's a climate control machine. I answered. It will cool down the earth and save the polar bears. Remember how he saw that in the fridge? So he made his own climate control machine. Let's see how this ends up, everybody. Well, how does it work? Asked Mom. Well, I said, the fan blows air over the ice and makes the Earth's air cooler, and it keeps the ice at the North Pole from melting, and it will save the polar bears. I put a thermometer on top. I waited for the climate control machine to start working, but my ice just kept melting. So I had to borrow ice from everyone in my neighborhood. I worked very hard all day long, but the temperature stayed the same. Finally, after it got dark, it got colder. Hooray! So boys and girls, why do you think when it got dark out, it got colder? Think about what was out making it bright. But the next morning, the temperature went back up. The climate control machine does not work, I said. I will never save the polar bears. That's not true, said Dad, because of what we learned. I turned off my computer at night. Little sister uses less water when she brushes her teeth. And we all turn off the lights when we leave the room. Those are all things that help. Then Dad added, you and your friends collected bottles and cans and newspapers to recycle. You also planted trees to freshen and clean the air. That's what makes a difference. Wow, I said. We are all climate control machines because everything we can do to save the earth really helps. And don't forget about those polar bears. So, lots of simple little things. You don't have to make a fancy climate control machine. You just need to do the simple things to help make everybody's reduce, reuse, recycle, save the earth. All right, thanks for listening.